Hey everyone, so we'll start this in like a minute, just to make sure that everyone's here. Shouldn't be too long. Yeah, all right. So I guess I can get started. So, yeah, thanks for joining this webinar about Everflow Pay. My name is John. I'm a product success manager here at Everflow. This is a very old picture, but that's the best I could find. And I've been here for a year and a half. So, yeah, I guess time flies when you're having fun. So, today, what we're going to talk about, like the agenda for the day, I'll go through how Everflow Pay works with invoices. Some of you might not be familiar with the default invoices inside Everflow, so we'll talk about that and the normal settings. We'll also talk about how to onboard partners using EFPay and how our tag feature works. So basically, like there are two ways you can go about this for the new partners that you sign up. How to make sure that these guys are on EFPay, but there's also a way to switch the existing ones to EFPay if you would like to do so. We'll obviously do a Q&A at the end, and we'll also discuss briefly the roadmap and what lies ahead. So let me go ahead and share a different screen. This one right here. So first, we'll start off inside the default Everflow UI. So this is what all of you see when you log in. I'm going to go ahead in Control Center, Platform Configurations, Billing, because that's really where we begin, because we want to automate as much as this as possible. So this is how we do this. In this section here, what you can do is basically create auto invoices and make sure that everything is done automatically. So first of all, you're going to select the billing frequency. And by the way, everything we set up here applies to all of your partners. But obviously, if you have different partners on different payment schedules, this is something we can also do like on a custom level. So where I'm going with this is here. A lot of our people do the typical monthly first of the month frequency. So June 1st, July 1st, we pay all of your partners. But if you have partners that do like greater volumes and you want to pay them on a weekly basis, that's also possible by editing these settings on the partners themselves. So here, default payment method, obviously you're going to select EFPay. Auto invoicing, if you want to select a start date in the past, that's if you've been a client with us for a while and like, hey, I haven't done my invoices for the month of May, for example, and I want to start using this. You can do this by going somewhere in the past, or if you don't want to use this and you want this to start the next month on the first of the month, this is something you can also do. If you want a delay for your invoices, that's typically for clients that have like clawbacks. If you're like, hey, I want to wait until the 5th of the month just to see if there are any chargebacks or not, this is something you can set up, just a small delay for your invoices. And if you want to have like a minimum threshold amount and you're like, hey, I don't want to generate invoices for anything that's under $500, the system will accumulate it and generate the invoices when the partner's earning will go over $500. Here you have your payment terms for you as a network or as a company/client. And once you save all of this, these settings are going to be right there. And the second setting we'll play with is the partner restricted payment setting. What this does is when your partners sign up in order to join your program, you can pre-select options for them. So if you only want EFPay, that's what you would tick this box, save this. And what this will do is all of your partners will only have the options to select EFPay as a payment method. So that's really the quickest way to get started and automating your program. And I'll show you the invoices real quick just so we can see what it looks like. So partners, invoices, and right here, obviously, this is a test demo account, so it's a bunch of made up invoices. But let's say we were on July 1st and those invoices were for the month of June. When you log in, that's what you're going to see. Like, hey, I owe my partners 18,000, and those are all the invoices unpaid. right there. So one great thing about EFPay is the fact that it's seamlessly integrated with your Everflow account, obviously. So you can see right there if your partners are payable or not. So we can see this guy's payable, yes, 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 and no. And the other great thing is you can also see why a partner is payable or not. So I just switched tab, and this is the partner tab. If you go here in details, you can see not payable reason. So obviously, like I said, this is a fake account, but one of your partners could say missing tax information. So you could go back to them like, hey, your tax information hasn't been filled out. This is why I can't pay you, blah, blah, blah. So really the integration with EFPay saves a lot of time and back and forth for you, your accounting team, or whoever's in charge of payments, because you don't have to run after the accounting department like, hey, why hasn't this guy been paid? Or work with the third party like, hey, why can't I pay my partner, EFPay International Wire Test, blah, blah. And then you have to keep going back and forth. Right now, you can just log in on the partner, and with just a click, you can see why this person is payable or not. So that's really one of our best selling points. It makes it so easy to pay your partners. And then, yeah, it's a two-click process. So once your invoices are generated, you can select the invoice that you want to pay just by clicking on them, or all of them at once. Action, pay configured method. So it's going to pay them to the configured method right here. Obviously, these guys are all on EFPay. And what this does is it's going to kick the payments to your pay.everflow.io instance. So that's going to be like a second instance just for payments. And once those payments are sent here, you're going to see a list right here. And you can just, once again, do a single click to toggle all of them on. And there's going to be a button on the right side to hit pay. And when you do that, the money is going to go right away to your partners. So realistically, it's 2 clicks for you to pay your partners. It's so easy. And just to explain what we're doing with EFPay, so basically, Thread Bank as our partner, what you're doing here is you're opening up a bank account. Think of it like a digital wallet. Obviously, you're going to get your own account number and routing number. And what you're going to have to do is pay this bank account like your own bank account, either via wire or ACH. And then what we will do, what Everflow Pay does, is make sure that the correct amount gets sent to the correct partner. So yeah, realistically, that's the only thing you have to do. Top up your bank account and we'll take care of the rest. We have 2 types of clients. Like some clients like to prepay, if you will, and keep some money in this bank account. So for example, yeah, you send $100,000 there and you pay 50,000 per month to your partners, and you're good for 2 months because you don't want to be paying every single month. Or what most of our clients do is keep this digital wallet empty. And when you kick the invoices from Everflow to Everflow Pay, the total amount is going to change based on the amount that you owe your partner. So for example, if you owe your partner 32,000, it's going to say here like minus 32,000. And that's how you know that's the amount that you have to transfer to this digital wallet in order to pay your partners. But yeah, all of our clients that are using this are happy because it makes their life so much easier. Yeah, just send the money to your own bank account and pay your partners. If we look at the dashboard real quick here on the left side, we have the transactions. So those are the transactions that have been paid to the partner, payment type, ACH or wire. And yeah, the status of the conversions. You also have the list of your payees. Obviously, those are the partners inside Everflow. And the great thing about this is here, the number that you see is the partner ID inside Everflow. So it makes it super easy for reconciliation. Like after that, you want to go back like, hey, whose partner 62,117? Oh, that's Tony. And you can see it right from the Everflow UI, also in the reports and everything. And same thing here that I mentioned, this information about the payee is also here. Obviously, is payable, yes or no? And if the reason is no, you know the reason why. Like, hey, you're missing tax information, blah, blah. Or, hey, the penny test failed. Can you look into it? Or make sure that obviously the bank details are the correct ones. and you also have the tin verification and information like has this been entered and has this been verified, because we're integrated, and what we do is check this information with the RS to see if it's valid or not. And that's up to you, like as a company, up to your personal preference. Do you want to verify this in order to make your partners payable, yes or no? That's a setting that you can play with. But yeah, that's about it for the Payees tab. You have the users, so those are going to be the people working at your company that have the power to pay partners. Usually, I would say it's probably just like the finance person that handles this, that has access to this. Like obviously, the people that don't handle payments don't need to have access to the pay.airflow.io tab. And in the company details, you're going to see obviously details about your bank account and the statement for this bank account. I can show you also how it looks like on the partners end. So this is the partner dashboard. For example, me, John, if I was promoting the affiliate program for your company, when I log in, this is what I would see. Obviously, no revenue, no clicks, because I'm not doing that. But your partners are going to get a big orange rectangle when they log in. Your payment method configuration is incomplete. And we only show this rectangle if they are with EFPay as a payment method. So yeah, it's really like a nice reminder for them to like, oh yeah, right, I have to configure my payment method. So obviously, when they log in for the first time, this is going to be empty, but they can just edit the bank information: first name, last name, email, phone number. That's only going to be used for a one-time verification code, and then obviously your banking info. Bank country, bank name, blah blah. Everything is super standard. Once they submit this, it's gonna send them to the next step, the tax detail step. And when they click on tax details, they're gonna fill the form that's appropriate for them: W9, W8BN, or 8BNE. Um, in terms of a brief overview, that's about it. Are there any questions before we look at the roadmap? I don't think so. So I guess we can look at the roadmap next. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Yeah, so what lies next? Now, international payments. So that's kind of what we're doing right now, discussing the internal payments. Because, yeah, that's brand new. Now you can pay all of your partners, whether they're domestic or international. For domestic, we have ACH and wire. And for international partners, we have wire transfers. And then what's next on the roadmap? Brands-based reconciliation. That's mostly for the payees that get paid by multiple of our clients, just to make it easier for them to reconcile. Like, hey, which money's from who and how much am I getting? QuickBooks integration. That's a big one that a lot of our clients are waiting for and excited for. I can't put a time frame on that, but it's in the works, and we'll make sure that everyone gets notified when this is ready. But that's something we're really excited about. And also collection of pay tax and bank information on EF sign up. So basically, I'm sure a lot of you guys are sending your partner sign up URL to your affiliates or slash partners when you want to recruit them. Basically, like, hey, fill out this form, and then you approve or deny those partners. Our dev team is working on something to add to this form. So basically, your partners could fill out their banking plus tax information right on that page to make it easier for them. And later on, we're going to work on the NetSuite integration for EF Pay. That's about it for the brief overview. Um, were there any questions or anything that you would like to go over? Feel free to type it in the chat. I don't think there are any questions. But yeah, if any of you have any questions, we're always around to help. You can message support at everflow.io, or even myself. I'll be more than happy to help you guys get set up. John at everflow.io. But yeah, if you think of any questions later on, feel free to hit me or support up. And thanks for your time. Thanks for joining.